Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 4. And it says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. So your hope got to be in the Most High God. Your hope can't be in riches. Your hope can't be in uncertain riches. Your hope got to be in the law, statutes, and commandments. Your hope got to be in the Most High God and in His strength, right? You can't lean to your own understanding. You can't trust in uncertain riches. Your hope has to be in the Most High God, right? Let's go back to 1 Timothy chapter 6, right? Because there's one thing I think I forgot to bring out. Let me look and see. It says in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 17, charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded. So if you do have money, right, you do have something. You do have something over your brother. You're not supposed to boast in that. You're not supposed to say, I got more than you. You're not supposed to be down when your money goes down a little bit. You're not supposed to be, kind of rolling up on a woman and not saying nothing. Be like, yeah, look at this car. Look at this car. Hey, what's up? You see the car. You see the truck outside. What's good? You see my house. Hey, I got a credit score. I put 0 down, man. Hey, man, listen, you are not supposed to be high-minded. Those things are going to pass away, right? You're not supposed to be high-minded. You're supposed to be seeking to give alms, right? You're supposed to be trying to tell other brothers how to finesse this system and get on like you. Strengthen your brother. Cain said, am I my brother's keeper? You see, you're not supposed to be like Cain. You're supposed to be moving in righteousness, right? So the scripture said, be not high-minded to those that are rich, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. You see that? And in the book of Luke, chapter 12, it says what? Chapter 12 and verse 22. It says, and he said unto his disciples, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for your body what ye shall put on. It says the life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Because it says the body is more than raiment, right? You're not supposed to be trusting in uncertain riches, right? You're supposed to be trusting in the Most High God. So it says in verse 20, but Yahawah said unto him, thou fool, this night thou hast required of thee. It says, let's read it again. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 20. But Yahawah said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? So a man was trusting in his riches. He was trusting in his much victuals and all the things that he have gotten to himself. And what did he say? He says, what? Whose things shall those things? Who shall those things be when you die? Somebody who never worked for and went through the things that you went through to receive those things. That's who you're going to leave it to. And then it says, what? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward Yahawah. See, you're supposed to be rich toward the Most High God. And we're going to finish it off with the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. It says what? It says, actually, let's go to Ecclesiasticus again. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus. We're going to finish it off with this. Ecclesiasticus chapter 11. And it said, or chapter 17. Right? And it says what? Salakia. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. So it says what? In Ecclesiasticus chapter 17 and verse 17, it says, for in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he has set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is the Lord's portion. Our works are ever before the Lord, and he has made good on his word that we are the ones that's being destroyed. We are the ones that's in destruction until we call upon him, till we open our eyes in this affliction, open our ears in affliction and hear the law, statutes, commandments, and turn back to him and be delivered, right? So the scripture says what? Whom being his firstborn, he nourisheth with discipline. He nourished with discipline. He nourished Jacob, Israel with discipline. That's where our nourishment comes from. Not in the riches of this world, not in out of order women kind of showing their bodies and running around here being wicked and ready to jump on the next man, right? That's not where we are nurtured in. We're nurtured in the discipline of the Most High God. And we're not nurtured through riches, uncertain riches. We're nurtured in righteousness and in the discipline of the Most High God. So it says what? Whom being his firstborn, he nourisheth with discipline, and giving him light of his love, doeth not forsake him. The light of the Lord, the light that he give us is what the love that he give us through his words, his law, statutes, and commandments that delivers from death. The Lord's law, statutes, and commandments is the things that delivers us from death. So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse number 8. And it says, or let's start at 3. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope full of immortality. So when we get put to death, when we suffer oppression, when we suffer affliction, guess what? We got to realize it's going to be for our good. If we suffer for righteousness' sake, it's going to be for our good. When people look upon us to mock us, when we bring out the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, it's for our good. When we turn and stand in the gap for our people, it's for the Most High God. Right? It's not so that we can sit up here and say, oh, it's a vain work. I'm just mad at the white man. No, you got to realize that these things that you're doing, you're teaching your people. You're putting off unfruitful works, and you're putting off youthful lusts, and you're turning to the Most High God, and you're offending less, and the Most High going to increase you in those things. Right? So the scripture tells you what? And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahawah proved them and found them worthy for himself. Verse 10. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and have forsaken the Lord. For it says, for whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is in vain. Their labors unfruitful, fruitful, and their works unprofitable. And with that, I want to give all praise going to the Most High God, Yahawah, and the only begotten Son, Yahawah Shah, and Shalom, Israel.